Turn your Bibles, please, to the book of Job, chapter 1. We're continuing to teach on the flood and the standard out of Isaiah 59, verse 19, that says that the enemy has come in like a flood, but the Spirit of the Lord has raised a standard. And that standard is Jesus Christ. And as we get to the last days, we are going to see an increase in the blood. By the grace of God, we also need to see an increase in the standard that God has raised. Amen. God has raised the standard of Jesus Christ inside of His church. And as the blood continues to increase, so the world needs to see Christ in His church. Amen. Amen. So, Job chapter 1. We're going to first talk about the standard. Verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And that man was blameless and upright, and one who reverently feared God, and abstained from and shunned evil because it was wrong. So Job is experiencing an Old Testament form of salvation. Just like Abraham believed God and was credited to him as righteousness. God declares Job as a righteous man. As before Jesus died on the cross. Whoa, church, listen to this. Job didn't have the Holy Spirit living inside of him. True. Yet he was able to achieve a state of righteousness. That removes all excuses from us who have got Christ in us by the power of the Holy Spirit. There's something wrong with the Church of Jesus Christ if we have got the Holy Spirit inside of us and yet we cannot lead a righteous life like Job led. Amen. Come on. This is the standard. And so we see in verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons, the angels of God, came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan, the adversary and accuser, also came among them. And the Lord said to Satan, "From where did you come?" Then Satan answered the Lord, "From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it." Now we know, if you study the Bible, that God has allowed Satan to roam the earth and to walk up and down it for a dispensation. And when you get to the book of Revelation, chapter 12, oh, there's some good news. Why is Satan roaming the earth? Revelation chapter 12 reveals. Alright. Revelation chapter 12, remember, we've studied it, an overview. And now we are in verse 7, and this is a future event. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels went forth to battle with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought, and they were defeated, and there was no room found for them in heaven any longer. Meaning that in Job chapter 1, Satan had access to the third heaven to appear before the throne of God. It's a dispensation that he is allowed to do this. Because now it says that no room is found for him in heaven any longer. And the huge dragon was cast down and out. The age-old serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, he is the seducer of all humanity, the world over. He's forced out and down to the earth, and his angels were flung out along with him. Verse 10. Then I heard a strong, loud voice in heaven saying, now it has come, the salvation and the power and the kingdom, the dominion, the reign of our God, and the power, the sovereignty, the authority of his Christ the Messiah. For the accuser of our brethren, who keeps bringing before our God charges day and night, has been cast out. That's the end of the dispensation of accusation. We are still living in the dispensation of accusation. But thank God for his word. Thank God, church, and we can know that the day is coming that Satan can no more accuse us before God, because he will have no access to do so.
Yes.
Right?
Amen.
What I want you to see here is that Satan is roaming the earth as recorded in Job chapter 1. God says, what have you been doing? He says, I've been roaming the earth, and the reason why he's roaming the earth is he's looking for opportunities to be able to bring accusation to God concerning his creation.
Yes.
That is what God has allowed. Okay? There's nothing that the church can do about it. He cannot be bound from bringing accusation against God. I just wonder, is the church trying to bind Satan so that while the church is not blameless, while the church is still living in sin, if they believe they can bind Satan, then he's unable to access the Father and accuse them before God? How ridiculous is that? God has assigned a dispensation. Now listen, church, if God's assigned a dispensation that Satan is allowed to accuse us before God, then a very sobering question that you and I need to ask as the Church of Jesus Christ is there anything that Satan is able to accuse us before God with? That is the focus. The focus is not on trying to get rid of the devil. The focus is on making sure that you and I do not have anything happening in our lives that Satan can take before God and say, do you see that, Robin? Do you see that pastor in that church in Port Elizabeth? I want you to know something, God. That man is not blameless. Are we willing? As the enemy is coming like a flood, and the Spirit of the Lord has raised the standard, and that standard is Christ in us. Are we willing, by the help of the Holy Spirit, to do introspection and allow God to reveal in the deepest, innermost part of our lives anything that Satan can use as an accusation? And if he can find anything, then we confess, we repent, we ask God to forgive us. He washes that accusation away by the blood of his Son.
Amen.
And we stand blameless.
Yes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
That's the focus. To be blameless. Look what it says. It says there was a man, his name was Job, and that man was blameless, and he was upright. That gives us hope, man. We can also achieve that state if we are willing. We have the Holy Spirit. The Bible says he's the helper. What is it coming to help us do to overcome sin? He's coming to help us to overcome sin. See that? The narrow door that Jesus spoke about, that I spoke about last week, is a moral door. It's a door of morality. It's a door of holiness. It's a door of blamelessness. Amen. I understand you don't quite, no problem. Blameless, upright. So what I want you to see that Satan can find nothing. Job is on the earth, and Satan is roaming around, and he is looking for who he can accuse before God. And he passes over Job's life. He passes over every area of Job's life, and he scans Job's life, and he cannot find one thing that he can go to God with and say, listen, I've checked out that man. Let me remind you about Peter. At the Last Supper, Jesus says to Peter, Satan has asked for you. The only way Satan can ask God for any one of us is there's grounds.
No.
Unfortunately, after Peter had been following Jesus as a disciple for 3 years, Peter was not yet blameless. And Jesus said, Satan's asked for you. And I have prayed for you. Why? Because Satan is going to be allowed to have you. Why? To sift you. Listen, Job was so righteous that Satan could not sift him. Blameless. So when you read here, we need to pray that this would happen. Come on, we need to pray that this would happen. Verse 7, and the Lord said to Satan, from when did you come? Answered the Lord, from going to and fro on the earth, from walking up and down the earth. And the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? Notice, God initiates the conversation concerning Job, not Satan. Satan had no grounds. Job was blameless. And God knew Job's heart. Watch. What would God say to Satan about you and I in these days? The Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There is none like him on the earth. What a standard is that? That's not just the standard. That's the highest standard. A blameless and an upright man, one who reverently fears God and abstains from and shuns evil because it is wrong. What an incredible reputation that Job had before his God. Let's ask that question. What would God say to Satan about you and I? You see, when Satan went to God and asked God for Peter, God is just. God would have to acknowledge that Peter had a flaw in his character. And so when Satan asked God for Peter, God could not say no. But now understand something. God uses Satan. Satan is a tool in God's hands. Satan can only do what God allows.
True.
See, Satan comes to steal, kill, and to destroy, and then God uses that tool called Satan to bring about the best in his church. Why? Because before the foundation of the world, God ordained Peter to be the apostle to the Jews.
Yes.
Peter, God read the letters that Peter writes at the end, and you will see a maturity. You will see that the flaws in that man's character got worked out.
No.
Well, guess how? Peter's following Jesus, and Jesus is raising the standard for 3 years. At the end of that 3 years, Peter needed more than Jesus. Peter needed Satan. Just like Paul needed Satan. Paul didn't have a flaw in his character, and that's why he got Satan. Paul said, I was given the thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to buffet me. Why? To keep me humble. Why? Because God took him to the third heaven. He saw things and he heard things he was not even allowed to speak about. But because of that level of revelation, because of what God had done in Paul's life, he needed some kind of handicap to keep him humble. Oh, you and I don't want it, but sometimes we need it. Peter didn't want it, but he needed it for the full plan of God to be fulfilled in his life. It involved Satan playing a role.
Yes. Amen.
Amen. Now go to Daniel chapter 12. While you keep your finger on the book of Job. Now we read in Revelation chapter 12. Now Daniel is an eschatological book, and it begins to explain what's going to happen during the time leading up to the tribulation and going through it. So when we read Daniel chapter 12, reading from verse 1, it's a parallel to Revelation chapter 12, when we read about the war in heaven. This is what Daniel says. Daniel chapter 12 from verse 1. And at that time of the end, Michael shall arise. Michael is the archangel prince assigned authority over the nation of Israel. Okay? Michael, Daniel is being shown what is going to be happening to the nation of Israel in the last days. Now watch. At that time, Michael shall arise, the great angelic prince, who defends and has charge of your people. Clear?
True.
Got it? Yes. And there shall, now watch, and there shall be a time of trouble, straitness and distress, such as never was since there was a nation till that time. So when you take the 70th week of Daniel, which is 7 years, and you divide it into 2, you get the tribulation, and then the second half is called the Great Tribulation. Okay? Why? Because remember, the Antichrist is going to come in with a false peace through flattery. Remember that? Then in the middle, he's going to break the 7-year covenant. He's going to enter the third temple that's been built. Now, at that same time, there's going to be war in heaven, and this is what this is a reference to, between Michael and his angels, and then Satan is going to be cast out, that he can have no longer access to heaven, and then he comes down to earth, and it says in Revelation that woe to those inhabitants of the earth, because the devil has come down to you, and he knows he has only a short time left, which is 3.5 years. Because after the 3.5 years, Jesus returns. Second coming. Alright. So, you have a reference then. There shall be a time of trouble, straitness and distress such as never was since there was a nation till that time. That is a reference to the second 3.5 year tribulation period. Alright. Now, go to Daniel chapter 11, previous chapter, and let's read from verse 32. And as you read this, although this is prophecy about the future, the sad thing is the characteristics of the prophecy, you can find those characteristics today because the spirit of Antichrist is busy laying the foundation for the arrival of the Antichrist. Amen. Now we're talking about the flood. So look what it says. He will violate the covenant. He will pervert and seduce with flatteries. Woo! Look at the next part of the verse. But the people who know their God shall prove themselves strong and shall stand firm and do exploits for God. Now the key word there is as this flood begins to build and the spirit Antichrist is busy just ushering in this flood, those that know their God.
Yeah.
Those that know their God. Let me tell you something. Job knew his God.
Yes. True.
Job knew his God, and God knew Job.
Amen.
Can you recall these words? Jesus said, "Not all that say, Lord, Lord,
Yes.
will enter the kingdom of heaven." And they will say, "Did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not cast out devils?" And he will say, "Depart from me, because I never knew you."
Yes.
Oh, it's one thing to say, "I know God." Let me remind you, God knew Job so well that he spoke to Satan and he gave Satan a character reference on Job.
Yes.
Wow. The 7 sons of Sceva, they try and cast out demons. They're Jewish exorcists, but they've not been born again. And the demon speaks out of the man and says, "Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you?"
Come on.
And attacked those men. You and I can get to a place
Yes.
that we can say, "I know God, and God knows me,
Yes.
and Satan knows me as well.
Amen.
And he can't find anything to accuse me before my Heavenly Father."
Richard.
All right. Now watch. So those that know their God during that time, they are going to prove themselves strong and shall stand firm and do exploits for God. And that tells me something, church, that if the body of Christ does not develop an intimate relationship with the Heavenly Father by the power of the Holy Spirit, they might just not be able to stand in the flood.
True.
And I'm not talking just about getting to know the Word of God. I'm talking about getting to know the God of the Word.
Yes. Come on now. Amen.
Let me remind you about a man called Richard Whittenbrand. He was a pioneer amongst the persecuted churches. And he said something very interesting. If you wanted to join his church, you had to do a course, 2 courses. One on torture and one on brainwashing. Because that prepared you for the price that you would pay to serve God in the countries where Christianity was outlawed. But then he found something out. He found that some Christians, when they did the course on brainwashing, and they were able to remove the scriptures out of the mind of the Christians, that they backslid. That's what he found. That they backslid. And this is what he deducted from that. They had a stronger relationship with the Word of God than with the God of the Word. Oh, but now go to Russia. How did the church thrive in Russia when Bibles were completely outlawed? One pastor built the church on the Philippians chapter 1 verse 1. That's the only page that he could find. Once you exhausted Philippians chapter 1 verse 1, you better know the God that wrote those words. So, that know God there is not just know scripture, but know and an intimate relationship that you and I can hear a still small voice that says, this is the way, walk ye in it. Amen. All right. Now, verse 33. And they who are wise and understanding shall instruct many. That's the standard. God is looking for a church whose mind has been renewed by His Word to such a degree that you and I are equipped, that we have understanding and we have wisdom, that we will be able to instruct many, because the flood is coming and many will be drowned by the flood. But God has raised up a standard, and the standard is in His church. So you and I are going to ask the question, how wise and how understanding am I? Not just saved. And I'm bold to tell you, you battle to be wise and understanding if you're not being discipled. So find a pastor fast. Jeremiah 3:15, God will give shepherds who will teach with knowledge and understanding. Don't think because you heard a sermon you're special. Now watch. They who are wise and understanding among the people shall instruct many and make them understand. Now watch. Though some of them and their followers shall fall by the sword and the flame, by captivity and plunder for many days. So, in other words, if we are going to be wise and understanding, look at the flood there. The flood is going to be the sword, flame, captivity, and plunder. Who's that coming for? Us. That's coming for the saints.
Yes.
So God says, raise the standard of understanding and wisdom, that you'll be able to handle that flood. It's coming, church. Oh, it's coming. What's happening in our country is just the tide coming in. Now watch. Verse 34. Now when they fall, they shall receive a little help. You see, now this is prophecy. And I believe this church, this is the inspired, breathed out Word of God. This is God preparing the church for the future. He says, when they fall, they shall receive a little help. Many shall join themselves to them with flatteries and hypocrisies. Didn't Jesus talk about this? He said that children will betray their parents. Divorces will take place. Marriage will fall apart when the flood begins to come. We're not even near that flood yet, and we live in a society of broken marriages and broken homes and broken relationships. What's going to happen when the full flood comes? That's why the standard is so important, church, that we must be able to be as wise and understanding that we'll be able to accept the fact that there'll be little help available. You see, the remnant. The remnant are the few. Jesus said, few find it. Hopefully we will be that few. But that means that we will have to really know our God. That we can be able to handle little support. True support is revealed when the flood comes. And then there are going to be those that will flatter, and they will be hypocrites, and they will pretend. It will not be sincere. It will not be real. We better have understanding and wisdom to be able to discern that. This is prophecy. Verse 35. And some of those who are wise, oh church, said about Job, he said, Job reverently fears God.
Yes.
Look at the scripture. This should scare the spit out of you. Some of those who are wise, prudent, and understanding shall be weakened and fall. So I'm the first to tell you that if I stand here as a pastor, having studied the Word of God for the last 38 years, and I say, you know what? There's no chance that I'm going to get weak. There's no chance that I'm going to fall. Then I've just made a statement of pride. Who do I think I am? I don't have a clue what kind of flood is coming. I've never faced anything like what can be coming. I hope by the grace of God that I know His Word and I know my God, that no matter how bad that flood is, that I will not be weak and I will not fall.
Amen.
But yet it says that there are those who are wise, prudent, and understanding. They will be weakened and they will fall. It's happening right now, man. Right now. The spirit of Antichrist has permeated the body of Christ, and pastors are falling like flies. Watch. This thing, the insincere among the people will lose courage and they will become deserters. It will be a test. Whoa, watch. It will be a test to refine, to purify, and to make those among God's people white, even to the time of the end, because it is yet for the time appointed. You've got to understand something. That when God said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? That God used Satan to reveal the holiness and the whiteness of Job.
No.
Just as God will use the flood to reveal the standard of holiness, of purity, of wisdom and understanding in the last days church. The same thing.
Yes.
We don't want the flood, but we need the flood.
Amen.
Praise God. Peter says to Jesus, as for flattery, Jesus, I'm ready to die for you. But Jesus was wise and understanding. And he looked at Peter and he said, listen, before the cock crows, you will have denied me 3 times. That's the sifting that needed to take place.